Coming up on This Week in Torrance.
Local students make a pledge to be more inclusive to combat school violence.
Then the Women's March takes over Columbia Park in Torrance. We'll take you there.
And one department store is planning to hire thousands. We'll tell you who.
Plus, you won't want to miss the newest Meet the Vendor segment at Torrance Farmers Market. Hear how one family travels hundreds of miles to come to Torrance each week. These stories and much more just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories.
The annual State of the City address brought hundreds of business-minded community members to the DoubleTree Hotel in Torrance recently. Mayor Patrick Fury took center stage as he gave his fifth State of the City address, his first since his re-election this past June. Mayor Fury talked about accomplishments of the past year, as well as upcoming projects in the pipeline for the City of Torrance. The sold-out luncheon was the who's who of the business community, as many familiar faces gathered to hear the address. Be sure to tune in next week, as Hiba Samid has all the details of who received the Distinguished Citizen of the Year and what future projects the community can be excited about.
Well, the City of Torrance is taking steps to reduce its carbon footprint. During the recent City Council meeting, Mayor Patrick Fury and council members proclaimed the first week of October as Rideshare Week, a time to promote alternative modes of transportation in hopes of reducing traffic congestion and air pollution. The city also offers rideshare promotions to employees, offering incentives to carpool or travel by other means. City Council encouraged people to walk, carpool, ride the bus, or even bike to work.
The city continues to reduce approximately 33% of the employee commute vehicles coming into City Hall. These accomplishments are due to the support of the mayor and council and the dedication of the City of Torrance's employees.
Los Angeles Metro is also celebrating Rideshare Week. This year's theme is It's Your Life, Enjoy the Ride.
And there was another announcement during the City Council meeting. Council honored an organization for their commitment to keeping our beaches clean. Founded in 1985, Heal the Bay was spearheaded by Dorothy Green and a group of concerned Los Angeles residents who wanted to stop the pollution of Santa Monica Bay. Today, sewage pollution levels have decreased by more than 90%. Water quality at more than 450 beaches in California, Oregon, and Washington are graded every week. The organization also heads one of the largest volunteer efforts on Coastal Cleanup Day, mobilizing thousands of people to clean up the beaches in Los Angeles County. More than 40,000 pounds of trash is collected throughout Los Angeles County each year.
Hundreds at a local park came out to make a pledge to vote. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Abbie Gremillion has this story.
Supporters from both sides of the aisle came together at Columbia Park with a common goal to encourage civic duty by registering voters and supporting women's rights in the South Bay.
This event is bipartisan. I'm so excited because the community came out. They were afraid that Women's March just stands on one side or the other side. Everyone coming together for the same thing in their community is fantastic.
Mayor Pat Fury and Assemblymember Al Maritsucci were on hand, lending their support to those in attendance, and they expressed their belief of how important the right to vote is in this country.
It's a very important subject matter. I always consider that one of those perfect rights that we have in our country to vote.
This is such a critical election coming up, November 6th.
Speakers at the rally echoed the importance of voting and how it affects our lives.
We all come together for one express purpose, and that is for equality and equity for everyone.
Young people are speaking truth to power. You are calling out injustices. You are calling out those of us who are elected when we're not paying attention to the right things.
Voting is a precious right. We're going to take a pledge here today. But the most important thing is that you can't give your power away. This is your power.
Participants we spoke to mentioned why they felt their civic duty was so important.
Well, I grew up in apartheid South Africa where only white people had the right to vote, and people in South Africa, as you know, protested and died to get the right to vote. And what really saddens me in this country is when I go out to register voters that there's so many people that will tell me I don't vote as if that's a badge of honor. And that breaks my heart because I don't think they understand what a privilege it is and how lucky we are that we have the right to vote, but democracy does not work if you don't get out there and vote yourself.
An afternoon for both sides to come together and celebrate participation in the democratic process. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Abbie Gremillion.
Thanks, Abbie. If you haven't registered to vote, you can go online to registertovote.ca.gov.
Students at one local high school learned the importance of how just saying hello can make a difference. Hundreds of students filled the gym at North High School for a one-of-a-kind assembly called Start with Hello, a national campaign which is part of the Sandy Hook Promise organization, where representatives teach students, faculty, and school districts how to create an inclusive, isolation-free, and kind environment. Students were encouraged to keep their eyes and ears open, reach out to one another, to be careful on how they post and respond on social media, while also participating in ice-breaking activities. Sandy Hook Promise was created by family members of children and faculty killed at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut on December 14, 2012.
Our message is extremely important. There are so many children suffering in silence, and we want them to know that they do have someone to talk to. And it could come from their peers that they can speak with so that we can have a more connected community.
Well, we have been working on continuing to increase our systems of support, especially for our social emotional systems of support. I think if you look in the media everywhere, you see that there are social emotional needs. And as we continue to increase our systems of support, we're working on becoming more proactive and putting more of those systems of support in place at the level where all of our students are getting them on a regular basis.
I think this year is just a nice reminder because it is our halfway mark, but I think it is important to nail this down at the freshman level or at the elementary level or the middle school level, just so that they are brought up upon those morals and they can bring it to whatever school they go to.
Torrance Unified School District plans to introduce the assemblies to middle and high school students. Elementary schools will also be adopting a curriculum. According to the Secret Service National Threat Assessment Center's research on school incidents of violence, 81% of these types of situations, somebody knew it was going to happen but didn't say anything. Staff says they also plan to bring one other program called Say Something to the district, which teaches students warning signs of potential threats and what to do. They also plan to implement an anonymous reporting system through the Sandy Hook Crisis Center so people aren't afraid to say something.
The Torrance Fire Department welcomed a new member to their team. Daniel Parkins was hired as the department's first chaplain. Parkins graduated from Palos Verdes Peninsula High School and also attended Point Loma Nazarene, Biola, and Liberty Universities. He lives in Torrance with his wife and 3 children. Parkins has been a pastor for almost 20 years, providing counseling to people of all ages, and now he will start his journey working alongside Torrance firefighters, providing them the emotional support and inspiration they may need. Now, the idea for having a chaplain has been in discussion for several years. Torrance Fire Captain Dennis Cameron expressed the need of a chaplain to address health and wellness for its members. Parkins currently works on call and off-site while an office is being prepared.
A heated discussion regarding local refineries made big progress recently. The 7-hour South Coast Air Quality Management District meeting drew more than 600 refinery workers and residents to Wilmington Middle School. The SCAQMD's Refinery Committee directed agency staff to develop a regulation by May 2019 to better mitigate the risk of the use of modified hydrofluoric acid, or even possibly phasing it out at the Torrance Refinery Company and Valero's Wilmington Refinery. In a press release, officials say the rule will include a provision for a phase out of the MHF unless the refineries and manufacturer of MHF can provide more technical information on the chemical and show that it can reduce the risk to the public. Hydrofluoric acid is considered more hazardous than sulfuric acid because of its ability to damage tissue to the bone. Officials say they fear what could happen if an accidental release happens involving the chemical. Officials from the Torrance refinery say phasing out the chemical and replacing it with sulfuric acid or another alternative technology could have potential negative effects on the local oil industry, including the possibility of shutting down the refinery. It was the Refinery Committee's fourth meeting since April 2017, examining MHF safety issues and gathering public input.
One of Torrance's largest parks is offering new adventures to children. As part of the city's program to improve Torrance's playgrounds, Wilson Park now boasts a new one. The equipment installation will be done this week. Next, there are plans to lay down the wood chips. There's also new concrete pathways, a sandbox, and a shaded bench area. Play equipment includes a teeter tunnel, swings, and a play web. Wilson Park also has a splash pad under construction. The 44 acres of space has a sports center, batting cages, and is home to the Torrance Certified Farmers Market on Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Well, if you didn't know how great the Torrance Rose Float Association is, we'll tell you. The community is invited to check out the association's special exhibit at the Katie Geisert Civic Center Library's lobby. Just for the month of September, you can see memorabilia and images of the current float in the making. The City of Torrance has participated in the Tournament of Roses for more than 60 years. During this time, the city has won more than 24 awards. For another year, a high school competition was held to select the best concept for the 2019 Torrance Rose Float. To help decorate or become a member of the Torrance Rose Float Association, go to torrancerosefloat.org.
Well, still ahead, the Torrance Art Museum welcomes a new exhibit you won't want to miss.
Plus, the sounds of ukulele fill the Torrance Cultural Arts Center. We'll tell you why.
We'll be back in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Jordan Peele. I'm usually trying way too hard to be funny. Well, right now I'm going to be completely serious with you. Online bullying is a toxic side effect of modern technology. No one's immune to it. Not you, not me, nobody. But there's a way we can fix it. This emoji in the symbol section of your phone's emoji keyboard. Use it when you see bullying online to say, I see what you're doing, not cool, definitely not funny. And I know what funny is. I coined the phrase wordness to the turdness. So join me and become a witness. When you see bullying online, use this emoji to do something. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
If you are interested in seeing Korean artwork, you might want to stop by the Torrance Art Museum. Daebak's Super Cool is the newest exhibition on display at the museum in partnership with the Korean Cultural Arts Center, and they celebrated with a special opening ceremony. The exhibit features the work of 10 Korean and Korean-American contemporary artists, from sculptures to paintings to installations. The work highlights the technical mastery and conceptual finesse of artists from this culture. The ceremony also featured an assortment of Korean food to give guests a bigger taste of the country.
Korean art displayed here truly epitomize the spirit of Korea and the balance between East and the West. The Korean and Korean-American artists have tried to achieve for their lifetime.
The exhibits will run through November 10th at the Torrance Art Museum, located at 3320 Civic Center Drive.
The James Armstrong Theater was filled with tunes from a wide range of music recently. For the first time, the Torrance Pops Orchestra put on a one-of-a-kind music show called Joanna Goes Pop. Joanna Medawar Nashef Singers are a diverse group of young vocalists who presented a concert of favorite selections from musical theater, Motown, R&B, rock and roll, and popular music. You may have seen many of these members on popular TV shows like American Idol, America's Got Talent, The X Factor, and The Voice. The show is filled with solo performances, duets, trios, and ensemble.
I think it's amazing what they're doing. It's so lively, and I wasn't expecting anything quite like this, and it's very exciting, I think.
Nashef is recognized as the first female conductor from the Middle East. Dr. Nashef is also the director of choral activities at El Camino College. The new series is produced by the Torrance Performing Arts Consortium and the South Bay Conservatory Mercury Stage Theater. To stay updated on the pop orchestra season, go to torrancepops.com.
A large festival returns for another year at the Torrance Cultural Arts Center, bringing the versatility and tunes of the ukulele to hundreds. For some of the Los Angeles International Ukulele Festival, it was a time to learn the wonders of the four-stringed instrument, while for others it was a chance to show off their skills. There were performances all day by today's hottest ukulele talent, along with workshops. The Ukulele Marketplace offered attendees a chance to shop for everything from custom vendors to enjoying a simple cup of shaved ice. There were activities for everyone, including beginners, and it was an opportunity for the pros to also share their techniques. The ukulele originated in the 19th century as a Hawaiian adaptation of a Portuguese instrument. The hotel in Torrance is open again for business. Torrance City Council members of the Torrance COURTYARD Marriott team celebrated the grand reopening of its location on 190th Street, right across from the former Toyota campus. Attendees had the chance to tour the new space that is centrally located near the StubHub Center, Del Amo Fashion Center, and other neighboring South Bay cities. The hotel was completely renovated and has a new pool area, fitness center, furniture, and decor. Hotel officials say it was redesigned with the millennial traveler in mind.
Our rooms are very practical and very convenient, and I think what customers are going to find is just a flexibility and the ease of being able to check in and check out, and providing complimentary Wi-Fi for all of our customers.
Well, this is a perfectly positioned hotel because it's right off the freeway, so it's easy access. It's right near our business areas, especially our Toyota facilities, which we're going to be bringing in new tenants here soon, and we expect that will generate a lot of business for this hotel. So the timing is perfect for them to be here and have ready for all the new business to come in.
COURTYARD Los Angeles Torrance South Bay is located at 1925 West 190th Street.
Are you looking for a job? Well, a big name department store is hoping to hire nearly 90,000 seasonal workers. Kohl's has plans to hire associates and is hosting a seasonal hiring day at selected stores across the country on October 20th. Interested candidates can stop by participating stores to interview. The Torrance location is hiring as well. The company has more than 1,100 stores and 9 distribution centers, 5 e-commerce fulfillment and credit centers nationwide. For more information, visit kohlscareers.com/hiring.
One vendor at the Torrance Certified Farmers Market brings her family's one-of-a-kind produce from hundreds of miles away. Here is the story of Tao Farm.
Hi, I'm Mai Tao from Tao Farms, and we're from Fresno, California. My parents landed in the United States at 1988. Back in their homelands, that's what they knew how to do, was farm. I am one of 10, and I started this whole thing. It was, they had 3 kids, and it's, in a sense, it's like more of a way of survival, and the more hands you have, the more help you have on the farm. And now we're 30 years in the agriculture business itself. We're about 20 years in the farmers markets. We're able to grow all this fun stuff on 30 acres. And then we have over 250 varieties. We do a lot of different kinds of vegetables like eggplants or tomatoes and things like that. But with each type, like tomatoes, we probably have about over 40 varieties. We specialize in Asian American produce. And so there's so many new things here that I think most people have never seen before. My mom, she does everything from doing the seeds, like such as like the tomatoes, like our heirloom tomatoes. She actually saves the seeds. She does, she makes all the plants for it, and then we'll actually end up going and putting it in the ground ourselves. They've always said, you know, if it's not good, we're not even going to pick it. We're not even going to put it out because that, you know, we only grow what we would eat.
The Torrance Certified Farmers Market is open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., rain or shine.
The Katie Geiser Civic Center Library became a hub for important resources for seniors recently. It was the inaugural Senior Health Fair, expanded from last year when it was only the Senior Safety Fair. City Librarian Hillary Thayer says this fair focused on all aspects of senior health, from mental, social to physical health, making sure seniors stay engaged in the community. The Torrance Fire Department, the city's HIP Home Improvement Program, South Bay Village, and a booth for Torrance Alerts were a few of the resources offering information. Local hospitals were also there, and Torrance fire personnel were teaching hands-only CPR. One of the unique aspects about the fair was that caregivers also were provided resources for their clients. The purpose was to make sure older adults have the resources they need to age successfully.
Well, I think as our population ages, events like this are going to become more and more important. As people age, they often don't know what they need until they need it, and then they don't know where to find it. So this is a place where you can walk around and engage with a bunch of resources that are available right now, and you may not need them for 1 year or 2 years or 5 years from now.
Torrance libraries offer a wide range of resources to seniors and the community at large.
It was a big day for El Camino College students looking for the next step in their educational journey. Students were busy talking to representatives from more than 80 universities at the library lawn. The Transfer Day Fair gives students an opportunity to ask questions and to get answers from college representatives. Students learned about campus life and financial aid, to name a few. El Camino College staff says it is also a way to encourage students about transferring and positively motivating them. El Camino has a high transfer rate, and out of 114 colleges, it is in the top 10 that send students into the UC system. It is in the top 5 for transfers to Cal States.
I think it lets students be more informative about where they want to transfer to and what certain schools offer, so I think that's really helpful.
There's more than just CSUs or UCs, so we have out-of-state schools, there's private schools here too, so you get to learn more than what you usually do.
For more information on transferring, go to elcamino.edu.
A Torrance High School teacher receives quite the honor. West High School's math teacher Jennifer Haney was recently announced as Teacher of the Year by the Torrance Unified School District. But that's not all. Haney was also recognized as a Los Angeles County of Education Teacher of the Year. Haney started at TUSD 18 years ago, and she is a Algebra 2 honors and pre-calculus teacher. She also coaches the West High girls freshman volleyball team, serves as a district home hospital teacher, volunteers as a tutor, and much more. Staff say that in the classroom, Haney focuses on the whole child, seeking ways to engage students through the incorporation of health and wellness.
Someone says, I have a teen, everyone rolls their eyes, oh, poor you, you have a teenager. But I totally don't look at it that way. I mean, teens are some of the most amazing people I know. They're generous, and they're hardworking, and they're compassionate.
The award was presented at the recent Torrance Unified School District Board meeting, where 7 members of the district were also honored.
And here are some upcoming events on Thursday, October 4th at the Henderson Library. Students are invited to watch a new movie release. The program is free and sponsored by the Friends of the Torrance Library. The showing starts at 4 p.m. Then the South Bay community can attend an earthquake preparedness town hall meeting with Assemblyman Al Mertsucci on Saturday, October 6th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the George NAKANO Theater. The event in preparation for the upcoming Great California Shakeout, which is the largest earthquake drill in the world. There will be information on emergency preparedness kit and a disaster plan. Also on October 6th, the MADRONA Marsh Preserve and Nature Center is hosting a night hike. As the sun sets, you will be able to observe and listen to the sounds of animals and insects. Pre-registration is required. Call the Marsh at 310-782-3989. Now let's go out to the sports desk.
Here's a sneak peek of the upcoming episode.
Hey Torrance, here's what you'll see on this week's edition of the Sports Desk.
Friday night lights for all our high school football teams, and of course we're checking in with fans in the stands.
We serve up results for varsity girls volleyball from all campuses.
And we're going to take a look at varsity girls tennis to see who's ruling the courts.
Remember to watch the Sports Desk at 4 and 9:30 p.m. right here on Torrance City Cable.
Jin and Ben, back to you.
Thanks so much, guys. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.